After a pair of exciting semifinal matchups, the 9-man championship between Cavalier and Linton-HMB has the potential to be one of the best games of Dakota Bowl day. Beach was doing its best to challenge Cavalier, but the Tornadoes' defense put the clamps down on the Bucks' ground game in the second half to hold on for the 30-20 win.
Well, our message at halftime is always the same. Score 0-0. We got to go out and win the second half here, and that's what our kids did. They really dug in there in that third quarter and got a couple of huge stops defensively, and then offensively we just kind of stayed with our game plan and kept plugging away there, getting good yardage and attacking them in our passing game there. So I thought the kids really just continue to work hard, real hard-working group of kids, and they just hung together, stuck together as a team, and got a couple big first downs there, and we were able to round the clock out.
Yeah, we knew they were going to be more of a running team, so we had to prepare hard on that all week. Defense, and then we got it figured out, and we were able to shut them down fairly decent on the running game there, and then our offensive game was just able to beat them, so that was the best part about it.
The play of senior quarterback Brandon Clem makes this Cavalier team really dangerous. He's been a master at extending plays with his feet and pushing the ball downfield to his receivers. In the semifinal win, he passed for 169 yards and 2 scores to his brother Bryson, while also adding 2 more touchdowns on the ground.
Well, he just is a playmaker for us, just a real high IQ guy, just makes great plays for us, puts us in good positions to make plays, and that's always going to be a key for us is having the ball in his hands, giving him the ability to make plays for us.
Cavalier, I tell you what, it's a football town. It has been for many, many years, and to be able to go out here and represent and help this community, give them acknowledgement and stuff like that, it feels really good to be able to be their way of showing support and being involved in many things. It just feels great. It feels really good.
The Tornadoes have won 6 state championships, but for this particular group, the Dakota Bowl brings up bad memories, thanks to last year's loss to Kidder County.
Yeah, this is a redemption year, and then everybody thought we weren't going to be that good this year, honestly, and we just came out this year, punched everybody in the throat every game, just execute, win every game, it's always the next game,
We gotta come ready to play. We can't start late. I think we have to fire off and get going right away. I think if we start fast, I think we should be okay. If we were to win, it'd mean the world to me. I've been doing this since I was in 4th grade, so that's 8 years. It would be an amazing feeling, and I hope it happens. I'm planning on it happening, but I hope it happens. Try my best.
Linton-HMB is seeking that amazing feeling as well. It would probably be the only thing that could top their emotions from last week's down-to-the-wire semifinal win against top-ranked Lemoore-Litchfield-Marion.
I know in the 4th quarter we were all hurting, and we kind of just all came together and said that, no matter how we feel, we're going to play for each other. And when we won, it was just crazy and exciting. And my brothers got to the Fargodome, so it was always that dream of mine when I was growing up.
Their offense was absolutely explosive. The coaches told us that we had to have some grit and stuff, and that it was going to be a long, hard-fought game and stuff, and we just came out on top.
But this is also a group that's familiar with heartbreak. They lost 2 games this year by a combined 10 points to region rivals Kidder County and Grant County Flasher. But the loss that sticks out the most for this group is the one they suffered last year in the semifinal round. A double overtime defeat to the same team they'll meet on Friday morning, Cavalier.
It was really fun, but it just sucked afterwards. Even this last summer, I still even just watched that film and just hatred.
We've definitely all thought about it. It's kind of nice to play them again. We know it's going to be a grinder. They're a very good team, offense and defensively. So it's going to be a long game from start to finish.
Trey Jacob is the workhorse for the Lions on both sides of the ball. He usually gets 30-plus carries per game and holds the school record for rushing yards in a single season with 2,049 and counting.
I just take it on. When I get the ball, I'm just going to go out there, get as many yards as I can. Just try to stay on my feet because I know my linemen are blocking for me, and I'll do anything for them just to get them a few extra yards.
Oh, he's been a rock. Even at practice, he's the voice of the team, and he's always getting people going on defense, bringing the energy and knowing that, he'll make plays, Like every time he'll get the ball, if there's no hole, he'll make a hole, be bouncing off people. It feels great.
Jacob had to carry an extra load for the 3 games they missed All-State quarterback and defensive back Lucas Schumacher. But now Schumacher is back and is playing his best football, coming off a 5-touchdown performance in the semifinal win. Schumacher says missing those games might have been a blessing in disguise for the team overall.
We had guys that we didn't think could step up. They stepped up, like our line of scrimmage. They played unbelievable. And, it just evolved from there when I came back with the pass game and the run game all together.
We feel like Lucas is, one of the best quarterbacks in the state, if not the best quarterback in the state. And, Trey is one of the best, if not the best running back in the state, And neither of those two care about stats. They just want to win. And that's really all they care about. And so when your 2 best players or, most explosive players are that selfless and they just care about winning, it's pretty special, and that's how you build a culture.
If the Lions are looking for a pep talk, the head coach has a pretty good story to motivate them. Purinton was the starting quarterback for Linton-HMB the last time the team made the Dakota Bowl in 2011, but he didn't get to play in the game due to an injury he suffered in the semifinal round.
That was one of the toughest things, not being able to play in that game, and then watching my team lose, So I definitely felt like I didn't have closure, so it definitely is special to get back here. We've lost our 3 Dakota Bowl appearances, 06, 08, and 11. And so, I kind of told the guys, I'm kind of sick of losing in this game, so let's get it done. It's great to be here, but at the end of the day, if we don't win this one, you guys are still going to feel a little unsatisfied. And so we got to get the job done. And, I think it'd be pretty special to bring the title back home for the first time since 2003.
The Class A championship is David versus Goliath, and that might somehow be an understatement. It will take an incredible effort to knock off 2-time defending state champ Langdon-Edmore-Munich, and Lisbon understands that better than most, having lost to this same Cardinals team in the semifinal round last year 50-0. The numbers are insane. 47-1 over the last 4 years, a 36-game win streak. Senior quarterback for the Cardinals, Simon Rumfo, has accounted for 51 touchdowns this year, which is incredibly par for the course for him over the last 3 seasons. Rumfo was outstanding again in the semifinal win over Bishop Ryan last week, accounting for 5 scores as the Cardinals pulled away for the 55-27 win.
It starts with the quarterback, Simon Rumfo. He's a special football player out there, and but he wouldn't be able to go out there and run like that without our guys up front. And our offensive line really controlled the football game today, and he let Simon have time and go make plays, and let our athletes get out there in space.
Everybody just knows their job, and everyone just wants to do their job the best that they can, so we just go out and try to do our job. It's so much fun. You just throw on the ball, run the ball, just bounce, attack. It's just fun putting up all these points. It's really fun.
Simon and twin brother Grant Rumfo have led this ridiculous run. Simon has passed for over 2,000 yards for the 3rd straight season and rushed for over 1,000 yards for the 2nd straight year. Meanwhile, Grant has combined for 1,700 yards of offense and 27 touchdowns, all while leading the team in tackles on defense. The stats are insane, but their football IQ is what really sets them apart.
The big thing for us is we got to win up front. I feel like we can win the battle up front. We got good athletes who can make plays on the outside, so it's just we got to win up front right away.
We played them last year in the state semifinals. They're a big physical football team, and we got to make sure that we stay to our keys and get ready. Our kids have been there; they understand the significance of the game, and we'll be ready.
It's really special to go 4 years in a row, and we just want to go out on top.
Lisbon is the team trying to play spoiler. The Broncos' path has been much different to get to this point. While Langdon-Edmore-Munich was playing in the Dakota Bowl 4 years ago, the Broncos look like a lost program following an 0-8 season. But the freshmen on that team are now seniors, and they put in the blood, sweat, and tears to get this program within 1 victory of being state champs.
This group has been huge. This group, and we knew that this group combined with last year's seniors was going to kind of be the group, and that's why last year we talked about, change the culture and all that. Now this year it was, hey, we got to refuse to take a step back. It's just keep the pedal down and just keep going. And
it means a lot because it just makes me think of everyone that has been here that I played with that has graduated. Makes me think of everything they've taught us and everything that's came to where we are now, I guess.
The path to this year's Dakota Bowl was far from easy. The Broncos had to get through a battle-tested Velva team on Saturday. Like it has all season, the ground game wore down the opponent. Jordan Sowers rushed for 290 yards and 6 touchdowns behind his offensive line. It's no secret what the game plan is on Friday for the Broncos. They want to run.
Having Jordan and Hunter in the backfield is, it makes life a lot easier on a head coach. They do a great job back there, and they complement each other very well. And neither of them are selfish. We do things that a lot of teams don't do. We ask our quarterback to lead block for our running back on certain plays. Then we ask Jordan Sowers, a very talented running back. He's lead blocking for our quarterback, and he's doing them. They both are willing to do that dirty work.
I like our guys up front. We can really rely on our guys up front, so it's awesome. So say I don't have a decent game, he has an outstanding game, or we can just work with each other and just play off each other. So it's awesome.
Even our mistakes, because we make mistakes, they just sometimes just take care of if we miss something. It's really nice. We get a lot of credit, but they deserve a lot more too. So
it's a very physical brand of football, and it's just kind of a grind it out. Hopefully, stay ahead of the chains 3-4 yards and, kind of lull people to sleep and eventually break one. Defensively, we've done a great job this year against the run. We've done a phenomenal job, and our back seven is as fast as we have ever had. So, that's going to come in handy this week in the Dakota Bowl.
Now they get the same Cardinals team that smacked them last year in the semis. But that loss can also be used as a lesson.
We want to be a different football team than last year, and we left doubt last year, and that we don't want to leave doubt this year.
I think our kids learned a lot from that game last year. And, just almost how to handle themselves. And, we talked all year this year about leaving no doubt, because we feel as a football team last year when we went up to Langdon, we left, a lot of doubt on how good we truly were, when we went up to that field. And, that just kind of snowballed on us and everything. And, our kids, just a big game experience. I hope, our kids can kind of rally around that and move on from it.
There's been a rivalry brewing the last decade between St. Mary's and Beulah. The all-time series is tied at 6 wins apiece. Neither team owns a winning streak of more than 2 games against the other, and now for the first time they meet with a state title on the line before separating into different divisions in 2021. It's a second straight Dakota Bowl appearance for Beulah, who finished as runner-up to Hillsboro Central Valley a season ago. The Miners flipped the script on the Burros this year by ending their season with a 21-6 semifinal victory. It's a team that runs that deceptive single-wing attack offense. Senior running back Nathan Bateste is the stallion in the stable. He's rushed for over 1,000 yards and is ready to get down to business this week.
Last year, I think we were just happy to be there, and then this year we're just looking to take care of business and try to come home with the championship.
Yeah, he's a beast, He doesn't care who's in his way. He just wants to run people over, and he's not scared of anybody.
Bateste was a key cog in getting the Miners to the Dakota Bowl last season. Quarterback Trey Brandt was supposed to be until an injury in the final regular season game sidelined him for the playoffs. Now a junior, Brandt, a standout basketball player, is hoping to deliver in the clutch.
I'm the facilitator. I'm the point guard of the football team. I'm a point guard in basketball, and I like dishing out to my teammates and, having them make a play for me. For me, last year I didn't get to play. I was hurt, so it's just kind of a rejoice to get back there. This is my goal all year long. So,
offense may grab the headlines, but the Beulah defense has been the key down the stretch. The Miners were on the wrong end of 2 close games midway through the season, losing to Hillsboro Central Valley and St. Mary's, a pair of games in which they allowed a combined 44 points. Since then, they haven't allowed an opponent to reach the end zone more than once in 6 contests.
I think our defense is one of the best in the states. Our DBs, our linebackers, our line, we're all just great, and we all depend on each other, and we can trust each other to do our job, so it just makes our defense great all around.
It's been kind of a back and forth with them. you know, and the game this year, we got down 12-0, but I think played really well in the second half, came back and lost 21-13, I think it was. So, you know, we feel like we were kind of there, even had an opportunity at the end of the game to maybe tie it and just couldn't do that. So I don't know if it's so much revenge as do-over. I said, you know, all these kids kind of live in this video game society where you're playing a game, you don't like how it goes, hit reset. You don't get that in life much, and we get that, and now we get it twice. That's kind of cool.
When it comes to defense in Class 2A, nobody can contend with what St. Mary's has accomplished this year. They allowed a combined 4 touchdowns in the regular season, but last week showed some vulnerability against Kindred. The Vikings put up 15 points on the #1 team in the state, and that certainly gave Dan Smeeker something to get after his guys about.
Well, I think one thing we got to play, you know, discipline-wise, we got to be better than we were today. We had, you know, too many penalties and too many mistakes, and that hasn't been us all year. And today we kind of did that, and that hurt our offense at times. You know, I think we had 4 or 5 holding penalties, and so we just got to get better defensively and offensively and defensively. We just they're a good passing team, and it caused us trouble. We need to get better at getting heat on the quarterback and shore up our defense a little bit. But, you know, still only gave up 15 points, so our defense has been pretty strong all year.
For the players, reaching the Dakota Bowl is a huge payoff to the work they put in during the offseason. Last year, a 3-year streak of playing in the state championship game was snapped, so they made it their mission to get back to the Fargodome.
At these uncertain times, you never know, nothing's a given. So I'm just proud of our boys, and we made it to the Fargodome, and just hope we can keep trucking along.
It's really sweet. I mean, bittersweet. We all got together this summer. We knew what our goal was after last year, that heartbreaking loss against Hillsborough, in Hillsborough. We knew we wanted to get back, and we knew we had to. It was a goal we set for the year, and now that we've done it, it's bittersweet.
I tabbed All-State running back Cullen Curl as my preseason player of the year coming into 2020, and he's delivered, topping the 1,000 rushing yard mark despite being pulled at halftime of 7 games already this season. That ground attack paired with a disciplined defense will give the Saints a good shot at raising a state championship trophy for a 10th time.
We're just going to have to practice well every day, 4 days, and then get to the bowl on Friday and be ready to play.
We're going to have to prepare. I mean, we're not very disciplined this week, and that's got to be fixed. And if we can do that, it's going to be easy for us. You know, we're gonna have to play well.
It's fun. It's great. I mean, that's why you practice. That's why we start in August to be able to have a chance to get there. And these kids did it. So, you know, I'm really proud and happy for these kids, the fact that they've been able to do what they want. And the other thing is what we like about it is you get another week of practice. So I think that helps your program.
There's one rematch in the Dakota Bowl, and it'll take place in the final game of the night as defending state 3A champ Bismarck Century puts its 21-game win streak on the line against West Fargo Cheyenne. Last year, the Mustangs put up a good fight against the Patriots. It was a scoreless game at the half before Cade Feeney was able to connect with Skylar Riedinger for the game's only touchdown in the third quarter. Century celebrated after the 10-0 victory, while the Mustangs tried to take away learning lessons from their first appearance in the title game.
I feel like last year was like, oh, let's hope we make it there. This year we wanted here. We knew we had what it takes to be here and take the next step and win it.
We came here since summer. You know, we wanted this goal right here to get to that state championship and win it. So it's one thing to get there, but it's another thing to win it all. So that's what we want right now.
This time around, Cheyenne feels like it's more of a complete team. Quarterback Grant Warkentine has 2 seasons under his belt as the starter. Star running back and NDSU commit Barika Penu exploded for another 1,000-yard rushing season, and the defense continued to solidify itself as the best in the East.
Definitely picking each other up. You know, defense kind of has a bad drive. Offense is right there. We pick them up. Offense has a bad drive. Defense is right there picking it up. And that just comes back to playing as a team.
One thing the defense really excels at is pressuring the quarterback. Cole Menz and Abe Hestallen have combined for 12 sacks and racked up a ton of TFLs. But against Century's outstanding offensive line, led by K-State commit Andrew Langang and junior All-State selection Lucas Schweigert, nothing will come easy.
Not going against those two, and they're pretty special kids, but no, it is, you know, it's just fun to see when you get to this stage the level of players you have, and it's just it's fun to watch.
It's motivating. I think it's just a big challenge that, you know, we've been overcoming challenges all year, so it's really fun to finally get one big challenge at the end, see if we can get it done. As a defensive line, we always have competition, so you can get the most sacks and like more pressures and stuff. So it's really fun to like compete against each other and just do our best out there.
They seem to always find their way to here the semifinals, so you know it's always fun to play a great team like that. To be the best, you got to beat the best.
It's pretty evident that Century has earned a ton of respect during its remarkable run, but the feeling is mutual as the Patriots know exactly how tough Friday night's game will be.
I know their quarterback does a great job, and he was a sophomore last year, which is very impressive to get them there, and now he's a junior, more experience under his belt, and their running back, Barika, he's obviously a great athlete. And
like I got to say, big credit to number 2 for Cheyenne. Great runner, and you know it starts with those 4 guys up front stopping the run, and it'll fill in with us guys in the back. But you know we'll do our job.
It's hard to say that an undefeated team struggled, but the Patriots definitely didn't hit their stride until midway through the season. Their first 3 games were all close, but since then, an inexperienced defense has matured and a flip was switched.
Got a lot better in our secondary coverages, and a lot better even in stopping the run. It's been all around. Every guy, all 11 guys have improved physically, mentally, and we've matured a lot throughout the season as well.
We definitely started off slow this season, so in the weight room we definitely kicked it up a gear, and in practice we definitely kicked up the tempo. So that's what we needed to help us get that final kick this second half of the season.
The improvement has also aligned with first-year starting quarterback Noah Schaffner gaining confidence in both his arm and his legs. The senior passed for 3 scores in the semifinal win over Mandan and rushed for his 11th touchdown of the season. That's helped lighten the load for All-State running back Cade Garcia. The 1,000-yard rusher has started to play more on defense and is looking forward to the challenge of playing against Pennu.
It's definitely going to be a fun one, especially this year when I'm on defense, being able to attempt to tackle him, and he plays some defense too, so he'll be able to tackle me, so it's definitely a fun one.
And if Century gets its way, the Patriots will find themselves in a familiar spot, a moment this year's team wants to call their own.
I think the part is just us getting our own this year, and I think that's the big piece for a lot of us seniors. You know, we last year we're kind of behind the shadows of those guys, some of us, but this is our year to kind of show what we got.